that have been consistent, speaking against the bad government and for the purpose for reformers. Niger what yo? No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. The only media that have been speaking. No more bad government. The voice of the voiceless. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. For the poor. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what media? No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. In Nigeria. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. The only media. No more bad government. The number one media in Nigeria. No more bad government. That have been speaking against government. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what you? The voice of the voiceless. The voice of the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Niger what? Voice for the voiceless. Niger watch media. The only media that have been speaking against bad government. Being consistency since 1944.
Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Voice for the voiceless.
Niger watch you. We have been seeing all you guys have been doing. And we recommending to everyone in Nigeria, saying that you guys are the number one. Niger watch you.
As to the Supreme Court verdict.
Well, thank you very much. There's really no confusion. What I observe is that, first of all, I must say that I went to court today, majorly because I wanted to hear what the judges will say. And for some time now, one had begun to be persuaded that perhaps something untoward happened when people lose cases.
Particularly settles the emergence of Right Honorable S.K. Ude Okoye as a substantive National Secretary of the PDP, having been duly nominated, endorsed and ratified through the internal mechanism of the PDP statutory organs and bodies in line with provisions of the PDP constitution as amended in 2017. The party went further to say, for clarity, the NWC at its 576 meeting held on the 11th of October 2023 directed the Southeast Zonal Executive Committee to nominate a replacement for Senator Samuel Anyanwu upon Senator Anyanwu's nomination as a governorship candidate of the PDP to contest the November 2023 governorship election in Imo State. End of quote. Those are the words of Debo Ologunagba.
The first question you will ask, is this in the judgment? Was he in court?
He's a lawyer.
Meaning what? If
Maybe
the matter, he was not in court. If the matter was as important as them deciding who their national secretary is, can you tell me why he would not even, for purpose of just hearing, be there?
Let's break it down.
Now.
Let's break it down.
Yes.
Let's break it down for our viewers to understand. What are the prayers and the relief being sought by? Because Mr. Anyanwu failed at the trial court. He failed at the appellate court. And there's now confusion as to whether or not the Supreme Court outrightly said reinstate Samuel Anyanwu. Did the Supreme Court say that?
There was no need for them to say that. When you read the judgment, you will know that there was no need to be. And rather than them figure out a way to close gap with brothers, to get them to be friends, they kept pumping each side on. And the result is that, obviously, they've gotten a state of emergency. I do not agree with the state of emergency, only insofar as I do not believe that we should create a precedence that can allow people to use Section 305 anyhow they want. For want of calling it annoying, let's even say that considered and the president got some kind of security report that made that so. Did that security report also say that the legislature should be cancelled? Okay, let's agree that that was the security report. He wanted to be fair, let him not seem to be, and he balanced it by removing all of them and putting a disciplined officer to go and stabilize the place. Sheung, my fear is that leaders will be copied and the risk of other people stretching. So when the PPD governors say they are going to court on that matter, I salute them, I encourage them, because we need to go back to court so we can define the extent to which you can stretch.
The gray lines and the blurry lines.
The extent to which you can stretch it. The things are clearly written, breakdown of this,
imminent danger,
and all that. But 305 is such a powerful clause that any president who desires mischief can write underneath. The greatest culprits are the National Assembly, because you would have expected that the National Assembly, who is not deaf to the thoughts of the people in the society, would at least have allowed some robustness. We will see people arguing for, arguing against, and even if he is going to pass, it will pass via a clear, proper vote. People will see that the society has not been hijacked. The way the Assembly has behaved in this situation makes everybody scared that we are now in full-fledged democratic dictatorship, and that nobody must agree. Because we don't want breakdown of law and order, the PDP governors are right to go to court. I will advise Governor Similaye, always remember that the journey from home is not that far. No matter how you are in Timbuktu or you are in Australia, there's always a way to go back home. If a child has a challenge that is becoming difficult for him, you have tried to be brave and it's not working. You must remember that all 40 or so of you, 30-something House of Assembly, 3 senators, 9 reps, 1 governor, all of you were from the same stable. You can't be that angry to the extent that you don't believe that there has to be a space where you guys can agree among yourself and manage yourself. And he's not the first and only person that will be helped into power. Why is there no crisis in Kanu? After Okwankwaso helped Abagida into power. Why is there no crisis in Akwa Ibom? Why is there no crisis in Bayelsa? I know what's reacting to this indeed to install the. So I'm thinking that somehow the leaders and the elders of Rivers were pumping them, making them more angry with themselves, getting them to do until now the president has done this.
So I mean, look at what Chief Sarah Igbe, quickly before we go on break. He said there is still no fairness in the balance of the discipline that has been meted out.
I hear him, but what he doesn't understand is that the president, with due respect, who then decided based on the Supreme Court judgment and the fact that they were all running away from themselves instead of just quickly agreeing that they're going to take the budget and start implementing, took that decision. No guarantee. His name was not there. The only thing you are asking is, and this weekend matter is tiring. Because if you tell them, okay, I hear that you don't like him, but that doesn't mean he's wrong. They say he has paid you. If you tell them, if you are strict on him on an issue, they start clapping. But that's not how a leader behaves. A leader must be fair, must be balanced, must be influenced by the fact of the matter. If the president wants to do a cabinet reshuffle, maybe he may be persuaded that he wants to drop again. But that's not the issue on the table. So the president would have then said, oh, I'm declaring the state of emergency in Rivers, assuming he said that. And in the same vein, I'm dropping my minister. What do people think the presidential power and responsibility is about? He could have told Wike, take it easy with them. But you don't know what he told him in the back. He could have told him, like, Fubara, take it easy with your boss. Look, I started believing that we now need some very strong reorientation with bites. We are running the risk that underneath the process of everybody can talk anyhow, we're instigating our country to a point where we will probably never have peace. And unfortunately, back to the issue, if the judiciary speaks, if the court speaks, no matter how upset you are, you must accept. The reason is that we will run the risk that the only thing that will be happening in our country will be, there's a crisis, because we are insisting that we will be right, even when the court says we are wrong.
Let's take a moment, please. We'll go on a break, and when we return, our conversation continues. The PDP is in turmoil. Rivers State is in turmoil. Segun Sowunmi will be concluding his thoughts after this break. And I assume that, I imagine that you can hear me. Chief, thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight. You said yesterday, and those are heavy words that you use in describing the whereabouts of Governor Sim Fubara. But now that we saw a press statement coming from him, it comes now that it may be okay. But what gave you the impetus? What gave you the feeling that it may not be all right?
Thank you very much. A governor is the governor of Rivers State. And in a situation like this, the Rivers people would like to know where he is. They want to know if he's safe or not safe. We want to know that nothing harms him, because we are hearing fake news. Some news said he left immediately they came in. Some news said he was detained in government house. Some news said, oh, he has been moved to this place. We have not seen him. Today, you are seeing me. You know I'm alive. If there is a serious circumstances that threatens my life and my environment, and you don't see me for days, then you ask questions. Stories are coming here and there. Oh, they saw him here, they saw him there. As Rivers people, we want to be sure that he's alive. He is our governor, and he will remain our governor until his tenure expires.
But is it fair? You made an allegation, but is it fair, Chief Igbe, for you to have said?
I don't make allegation. I said we have not seen his whereabouts.
No. What I'm saying is that you are making. You said, just for a moment, sir. You made an inference in that statement in the video that I played to our guests, and you're making an allusion to the Minister of the FCT, and I think those are heavy words that you use to. Alleging that it may be involved in something that be untoward against Mr. Sim Fubara. Is that fair for you to have said such a thing?
Let me tell you clearly. Few days after he went to Abalamba as a military officer, the general of the Nigerian Armed Forces, he came back. He thought he would have chaos in Abalamba. He never had. He flew a kite that his house has been bombed. Nobody bombed his house. He came before that, he threatened, oh God, he can bomb up oil well. This people can burn oil well. He came back, the next thing we had, oil well has been burned. Where? When you have a character who is not stable, you'll be afraid when somebody you dare so much is castrated. Because if it's a straightforward person, if he does not trend in line, you will not be bothered. But here we have a very dangerous person who trends in lights, and who can do anything to get anything he wants. Now they said Port Harcourt is burning. The Children of the has confessed Port Harcourt is peaceful. He has been here since 70 days. No demonstration, nothing happens. People lie and lie, so we are not sure. As Rivers people, we hold our governor dearly, and we want to know his whereabouts. We only seen, film tricks. We want to still hear him. If he's alive, he should address Rivers people. He should be allowed to address Rivers people. Let us see him addressing us. Then we'll be convinced that our governor is alive. I said this with all emphasis because the man has done nothing. You are crucifying him from left and right. From the beginning to the end, you are crucifying the man who is innocent. Is it because he's very peaceful? Is it because he doesn't want problem? All the lies are manifesting. Nigerians have seen there is no need to apply Section 305. There's no threat to life. There's no threat to anybody. Yet, you use Section 305 and allow Boronu, where Section 305 should apply, to function well. You allow Yobe, you allow Sokoto, where people are being killed every day, and you do not apply Section 305. Then you came to a peaceful place and apply 305, and we are not seeing our government. If you're in my shoe, what will you say?
Anyway, there are those who will say, I mean, since you're not the president, and the president gets security briefings every day, intelligence report, and a lot of the times intelligence report, if not taken seriously, might backfire. And there are those who will say he has a bird's-eye view on what is going on. Can you blame the president who sees more than you and I, who are not privy to some of these reports, for taking an action that is empowered by the Constitution to take?
Mr. President can believe whatever he wants to believe and see whatever he wants to see. When we are warning Jonathan, be wary of this man, he never listened. We all saw the repercussion of what happened to Jonathan. Today, here is a man who is fermenting problems across the country. And allow Mr. President to desecrate the Constitution. Here you have Attorney General who cannot speak the truth about the law. I have checked section 182 to 188, which talk about how a governor can be removed, either is incapacitated or is being impeached. The governor is not impeached. You said, no problem. They bomb their house. They bombed Ogoni. They bombed there. But before this time, you also said these places could be bombed by the people from there. And all are turning out to be lies. So if Mr. President can believe a liar to mislead him, then he will have himself to be blamed when the day of reckoning will come. Because he will not say, as a president and commander-in-chief, he believed in lies. If UK himself said, most of the security reports are lies on national television. He said most of the security reports are lies. And indeed, if there are security reports, genuine security reports, they are all coming out to be lies.
Chief Igbe, there are those on the other side in Rivers State, Chief Igbe.
For having me.
So let's get straight into it. In your opinion, is this emergency rule a deliberate attempt to weaken the opposition and favor Wike's interest, or is it a genuine response to a security crisis?
I don't have any iota of belief that this is an orchestrated, an imposed, self-imposed control by the president on a state that is predominantly a PDP state. There are conditions, even if you want to state to organize an emergency or whatever. To me, it's a revisit of a democratic Armageddon in Nigeria. And we have to be extremely, very, very careful. What was the prevailing situation in Rivers? Was there a general violence across the state? There was dispute amongst the assembly members and the governor. After the Supreme Court judgment, the governor addressed the state that there must be calmness. And he even went to the extent of going that he will meet the directives of the Supreme Court, despite the fact that the judgment itself from Supreme Court, you have had so many juries, panels that have looked at it. In fact, there was a professor who emphatically stated that that judgment is not right because there had been a judgment by a 7-panel members of the Supreme Court, that this other one was by a 5-panel member. And the governor made sure he addressed these people, talked to them. He was calm, he was civil, he was very humble. Despite that, President Tinubu invited Pandef, the leaders, the Ijaw leaders across this country, from Ondo State all the way to Akwa Ibom. And he spoke with them and asked them, go home and resolve this. Only the second day, Wike now addressed the press. Where is that done? Once your boss has spoken, do you have to make any further comments that will aggravate the situation? And then by the third day, he had issued an order that was not cleared with the parliament, that these guys should be removed and to be suspended. And people have come, I'm not a lawyer, I wish I was, but people like Falana and so many other brilliant lawyers in this country have come to say that you don't do things like this. You cannot sign a gazette and then you are now trying now to send it to the parliament for approval. It should have been discussed and approved and then forwarded to you before you release it. That wasn't what he did. And so, the totality of it is, okay, you want to grab Rivers State, the people will decide. But the way you are going reminds me so much of what happened in 1962 in Western Region. I have here the comments, the speech made by Baba Awolowo at the federal parliament. You know what he said? He said, look, before you decide to say that you will take over that Western Region, they set up this same, what do you call it? Emergency. And he said, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm quoting him now, what is a public emergency? What is a state of public emergency? This is Baba talking. May I say that my view, quite candidly, is that a state of public emergency arises only when there is widespread violence in any part of the federation. Was there a widespread violence in Rivers State? I heard the Attorney General saying, no, he demolished the building, the House of Assembly building. They said the building, the governor replied that the building that he destroyed was for a revisit to rebuild it because it was already cracking up. They blew up a pipe. So, is this the first time they are blowing pipes all over the place? Was there a widespread violation? So why did you jump the gun? And this is a party, this is a state controlled by the opposition. Now, what are we now saying for the future? I want to advise, Mr. President, you can only define and know a crisis when it starts. You don't know how it would end. I want to beg you, and I want to beg Nigerians, kadankada, like they say in Hausa land, wayo wayo, as they say in Igbo, and tejejeo, like we say in Yoruba land.
Absolutely.
I am pleading. It is
absolutely right,
a revisitation of democratic Armageddon.
Yes.
Let us be careful.
We have to.
Let us be careful.
Yes. Chief Body George, I just want to pick on what you said, describing this as one step towards a democratic Armageddon, and truly the people will decide. But how does this weaken the respect for the rule of law as we look forward to the 2027 elections and how we are seeing a lot of alliances, a lot of coalitions? In terms of respect, which is going to be the foundation upon which a lot of this entire election decisions and choices are going to be built, including people who will be voting, how does this weaken that trust?
And I want to advise also on a national plate. And all those people who are jostling, moving, ruling, hunting to be president of this country. You know, a rolling stone gathers no moist. All those people who are saying, oh, we are going to set up another, a mega party. Is there any one of them who is not ambitious to be president of Nigeria? Is there any one of those people? Is that the real approach to solving this problem? For me, it started like a little mess at our national convention. Some of us advised that this party, our party, is not a private fiefdom. It's not a private enterprise for anybody. Nobody listened. And then Wike started on his own, and he had gone beyond the red line. Let me tell you, I am praying that this month of Ramadan, this month of Lent, that the Almighty God, the Spirit is blowing through Nigeria. I want to plead with our people. Be prayerful. Let us submit ourselves to the grace, the protection, and the teachings of the Almighty God. If we miss it, Akirewele lẹ́ẹ̀mejì o, 1962 crisis led us to the first coup in 1966, the counter coup in 1966, and then the Civil War. People who had absolutely nothing to do with that crisis that started in the House of Assembly in the Western region engulfed the whole nation. And then so many of our leaders were murdered. 1983, Shagari's period, Papa Ajasi and Baba Omobori Owo, the crisis led also to the downfall of President Shagari's government. Have we learned anything from history? Why? What is it in life? Is there any life that is perpetual? Is there anybody who thinks he can live forever? Do unto others what you want them to do for you. When Baba Obasanjo was president, we had a big crisis in Osun State between Ife and Modakeke. The governor went to Baba Obasanjo to say, look, sir, I needed support. The security situation in my state was getting out of hand. Baba Obasanjo sent me, only me, to go and meet the governor. I went to Ife. We were in different political parties, but the approach was different. I sat with Papa in the morning. We had breakfast together. I told him I didn't have much information or knowledge about Osun State. Give me one man, a knowledgeable person. We both, myself and that man, we sat together, met the Ife people. I didn't try to change it to a political advantage for PDP. No. We met the demands. We listened to the people, and we found a solution. Within 5 days, it was all resolved. Crisis that had been there for long more than what you can think of. Eventually, they all agreed. And since that time till today, nothing has happened in Ife Modakeke. Do you think there is any nation that won't have crisis, that won't have disagreement, or a party or whatever? All these groups who are running around for their personal ambition, look, they are making a monumental mistake. And they are all dancing on the graves of our founding fathers.
I'm so happy that you talked about former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and some analysts have said that the current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is simply taking a cue, from our past leaders like President Olusegun Obasanjo and President Goodluck Jonathan, who during their time also imposed state of emergencies in some states. So really, what is the big deal, so to speak, in what the president have done, seeing that the PDP under its administration also did the same?
You know the difference. Let me start from Jonathan. No single elected member in the Borno and Yobe and Adamawa state. No single governor was removed. Yes, there was violence across the states. People were being murdered. School children were being abducted. There was a breakdown of law and order. But he did not remove any governor. Now, Bola Tinubu has added another extra
But Chief Olusegun
to the
Obasanjo
face
did
of the
suspend
Constitution.
Governor Dariye of Plateau State at that time. President Obasanjo at that time
what
did suspend
happened?
Dariye.
There was crisis, yes. He suspended Dariye, and you can when you look back into it, when you look deeper into it, the crisis came up. Dariye was a member of our party. He was a governor in Plateau State that belonged to PDP. So he was not undermining an opposition party. The hue and cry came from the people of Plateau State. He came from the people of Plateau State. And so it's a completely different ball game now. I have said it. What is the violence? Where is the wreck in Rivers that will prompt Bola Tinubu to say you suspend an elected person? And our constitution has stated clearly that you have no right. It's unconstitutional for you to suspend an elected governor and an elected member, and they should report now to you, to the cabinet office. What a charade. It is not acceptable. It is not on. You know what it reminds me? You are now behaving like a military governor, like a military president. The judiciary and the executive and the legislative arm are independent but equal in powers. What are we seeing? The voice of Jacob and the hand of Esau. What are we doing, for God's sake?
Now, Chief Bode George.
Baba Tinubu, please, Tejejeo, you have to be extremely careful. I've told you, everything that is happening today happened before 1962. You should take the speech read by Baba Awolowo in the parliament. It was like as if he was a soothsayer. And now, where is the violence in Rivers? And I want to please Rivers people, both the mainland and the riverine people, I beg you, be resilient, be quiet, don't be violent. Put a shame on what they have called you. Put a shame on them by remaining perfectly submissive to the goodness of the Almighty God. Please, don't create any violence. Look at that governor.
Yes, of course. With regards to, you're speaking to the people now. Now, some people would also say that, PDP's real threat are not external but internal, that the cracks are within. Now, as
internal,
an elder,
that is true.
It's internal, exactly. So you have, for instance, Nyesom Wike, who is a member of the PDP but is serving in the APC government. How are you managing what some people might even describe as his dual status right now?
Let me tell you something. When the crisis started in PDP, they invited me as an elder to join the G5 governors and some other elders. I did. We fell out. When we found that some of the things they are doing do not fall in line with the dictates of the party. And what Wike just did is completely unacceptable in any civilized situation. I cannot be a member of this party. He has crossed the red line. You know why? During this same period of trying to put state of emergency in Rivers. He revoked the CFO of our party secretariat. You know, I want him to listen to me very carefully because he's like my political son. It's like you come from your community, and from that community, your home village was there. Suddenly, you now became the local government chairman of that community. And the first exercise you did, official, is to go revoke the certificate of occupancy of your father's house.
So are you saying
the house that produced you,
party?
The house where you got all kinds of things? You know, so if he did that, what is the amount of money we are owing? 7.2 million. It would have been more honorable if he put his hand in his pocket and he says, yes, you are owing this, but I'm going to pay it because I am a thoroughbred son of the soil. I am a child of that house. It is that house that gave him the ticket to be chairman of the local government, made him the member, chief of staff to the governor, made him a minister, and became governor for 8 years. What else do you do?
Chief Bode
Is that the way to say thank you?
Would you then say, based off of what...
Is that the way to say thank you?
Based off of what you've just said, would you then say that
Pardon?
in his actions, through what he has done, Nyesom Wike that is, has disowned his own party as a result of what he has done, as a result of political preferences?
Absolutely. What else?
Alliances?
That's what I said. You know, as a general, I'm saying he has crossed the red line. Once you cross the red line, what are you looking for?
So what is he
if
still
you have
doing
gone
then? Why do you
to
think
take
he is
over
still
your
a
father's
member?
house?
Why do you think he is still a member of the party? In your own
No,
opinion, why is he
the
still
party,
there?
you know, these things are just breaking. No. You know, young lady, this thing is just breaking. Mm-hmm. The party has to meet. We have to meet. The leaders, the members of the board of trustees, we own the party in trust for the members of the party. We own the assets and the liabilities of the party, you know, for the good of our people. If a young man has done what he did to say they should revoke the party secretariat of our party, he has crossed the red line. He has declared an open war. And it's such a shame. We must be irresponsible as leaders and elders if we don't take an action. Unfortunately, like I said, when those people started the committee for what do they call it? The one that Tommy Kimi is heading, disciplinary committee. I looked at the membership. Tommy Kimi, yes, is on Atiku's side. The secretary of that same committee is on Atiku's side, Jegede. And they said I should come and be a member. I said no.
Perspective this morning. So let's start with you, Showore. Protection of power play. President Tinubu's state of emergency declaration in Rivers State has sparked divided opinions. Some say it was a wise move to prevent further destruction and political turmoil, while others argued he used the federal minds to reinforce godfatherism instead of protecting democracy. What's your take on this?
Well, President Tinubu just did what godfathers are known for, taking absolute control of the space whenever they are granted the opportunity to do so. But he's not just doing it as a godfather, he's abusing his position as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And what is interesting is that there is a conspiracy around this. All the arms of government at this point are being handled by three major godfathers. Number one is the FCT minister, who is now clearly before Nigerians in charge of the Nigerian judiciary. The Senate president, who also is clearly in charge of the legislative arm, and President Tinubu,
who has brought in the executive, these three conspirators were both former governors, senators, and some of the people that I have described as having risen through the ranks of impunity and made it to the top. That's why Nigeria is in trouble with what they did. Don't forget, this same President Tinubu, when he was Lagos State Governor, promised the president of Nigeria then that if he declared a state of emergency in Lagos, that would be the end of democracy. He's president now, and he has done it, and he has done it with absolute power and daring the Nigerian people to challenge him or do anything about it. This is very unfortunate, but as you have seen, this might as well be the beginning of the downfall of more godfathers.
Okay. Can we have Chike, please? Now,
yeah, well, you know, the country is blessed. Nigeria is blessed. Everybody knows that. The country is not operating at the level that it should be operating at. A country of over 200 million people. And for those who try to give the impression that a big population is a disadvantage, they should go to China and find out what is happening in China. You know, India, that is becoming more and more a success in spite of the issues, social economic issues they also have, but India is pulling its weight in the world. And then also you are looking at the massive blessings that this country has been blessed with.
Let me get to my question.
Also natural resources and all of that.
Okay, let me get to my question.
You know, so
now,
when all of these things...
Sorry, I was just going to throw your question at you. Chidi.
Okay, go. Please do.
Okay. So if a political godfather secures your victory, isn't loyalty inevitable? Even if Governor Fubara regains his position, can he truly govern independently? What power plays do you think would unfold behind the
closed... Sorry, please. Again, I didn't get you.
Okay. Let's just go for a quick break, and while we sort out the technicalities, grab your tea and see you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back to Perspectives. So can we have Chide back in the house, please? Yes. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you are saying something about the godfathers.
Yes. No, let me ask you the question again. I said, if a political godfather secures your victory, isn't loyalty inevitable? Even if Governor Fubara regains his position, can he truly govern independently? And what power plays do you think would unfold behind closed doors over the next 6 months?
Yes. Yeah, thank you very much. You know, I was trying to build a scenario for why Nigeria is where, you know, she is today. But it's all right. Let's go directly to the question. They say he who pays the piper dictates the tune. And of course, you know that we have had issues of godfatherism in this country, and the outcomes or the consequences have been very unwholesome and unsavory for the politics, for the body politic of Nigeria. You remember the issue of irrevocable payment standing order of Senator Mba at a time in Anambra State, when Anambra State was thrown into turmoil. And then you also remember when we had issues in Oyo State, when Adedibu asked that question, when made that statement about 25% of the security vote, and he asked, am I not entitled to 25% of the vote? And so when you know, as they say, if you lie down with dogs, you end up with fleas. Mm-hmm. And so there are consequences for some of the things, you know, that we do. If you have somebody who comes in and bankrolls you, everything about you, you have lost some level of your freedom, you know, and you have sold yourself out to the person who has made you what you are. Because obviously without the money and the resources, you will not get to where you have gotten to. And so if you look at it from that perspective, it would appear that you might owe some bit of loyalty to that person, looking at it from a maybe distorted viewpoint of politics. You know, but the reality is that it goes beyond the individual. It's about the nation, it's about the people. And the people would always be bigger than the individuals. I remember in those days, and even during the period of military rule, the military dictators had this tendency to tell us that Nigeria is bigger than everybody. And then they'll go ahead and give the impression that they are bigger than Nigeria. And of course, you also realize, I mean, the statement even by Babangida himself, that the problem with Nigeria is the problem of the elites. Abacha had cause to repeat that, even though they were also part part of the elites, but they understood because they saw also what was going on. So if you look at, the issue of, godfather, it is not as if in other parts of the world you do not have people that you have to consult. If you want to run for the president of the United States or in France or any other part of the world, there are people that are very influential, that are in a position to help to aid, whatever ambition you have, depending on how they look at that ambition. And so, but when it's about, enslavement, when you have to ingratiate yourself to a person who controls everything about you, who has given you everything you need, and then you are sent to the heights. There is a thinking, that there must be honor among people who engage in such things. But it is the society that suffers for it ultimately, because you can see the crisis that is going on in Rivers State. The people of Rivers State are not benefiting from that. And so you now want to ask yourself, how is it possible that somebody can be bigger than a state, or somebody gives the impression that it could be bigger than a country or whatever? It is simply because of the absence of state institutions. Institutions have been weakened, or perhaps even if the institutions are not there. And then so as a result of that, you have this elitist power struggle. And because you do not have the right kind of institutions to, delve into it and resolve it on behalf of the nation state, you have all manners of crisis emanating from that unholy alliance between political actors, that ultimately at the end of the day you realize that the activities do not augur well, do not foster public unity. All of the crises that we have in this country, the conflicts between Nigerian people, across religious divides, across ethnic divides, across geopolitical divides, are crises that have been provoked by members of the political elites. The people themselves do not have a problem with themselves. They do transactions among themselves across the length and breadth of this country, regardless of ethnic grouping, regardless of religious divides. They have these interactions among themselves at the local, business level, and they've never had issues until the elites come in and then they introduce some of these parochial, come up with parochial interests that they need to satiate, and then the society, is thrown into turmoil and crisis, and that is what is happening. So yes, you could look at it and say you must have the piper must dictate the tune, but then what kind of tune is sounding, is being played? Ultimately at the end of the day, if everybody that's part of the process, even the ordinary people, are also facing the negative consequences of the unholy alliance between two members of the political elites.
Thank you very much. Can we have Shawari back, please? Thank you very much today.
Well, I agree with most of it.
You want to make a reference to, you want to support his answer, then I ask the question. Ask you your question? Or should I just ask you a question?
Well, I think you should
directly?
ask your question.
Okay.
I agree, with his sentiments.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many compare Tinubu's control over Lagos to Wike's grip on rivers. Does Wike aspire to replicate Tinubu's model of political dominance? What are the differences in their influence?
There are no differences in their interests. What you must understand is, as a follow-up to how I stated this earlier about the three major gladiators now in the country, as in Akpabio in the Senate, Wike interested in taking over rivers, Tinubu being firmly in control of Lagos, is that these three individuals have been former governors of Nigeria's most lucrative states. I'm talking about Rivers, Lagos, and Akwa Ibom. And what they want to do, this is all about resources, and they want to hijack and control these states and control the entire country, silence everybody who might want to have a difference of opinion, and then just move on to consolidate their total control. In some cases, and you will see more of these, criminal control of the Nigerian political and social and economic space. This is referred to as state capture. That is what you are saying.
But do you think that's the ultimate aim?
About 3 weeks ago.
Do you think that's the ultimate aim for most governors?
He did it in Lagos. The speaker was...
No, for most governors generally.
The speaker was removed.
Do you think that's the ultimate aim for most governors generally? No, for most governors, most governors wanted to control their...
I'm not in any way I'm not in any way endorsing any of these governors. I have stated elsewhere, and I'll restate here, that I have no sympathy for Sim Fubara. It was his own Sim that provided the network for the Wike to carry out the impunity he carried out, the corruption he carried out in Rivers State until he left to Abuja. So they are partners in crime. But that is to say
but there are those who would
that
argue.
we do not endorse that. The Nigerian citizenship do not want governors who consolidate power, run to the Senate or run to the presidency, and then hold their state by the jugular. Don't forget that most of these former governors are already collecting, very, very crazy pension. Some of them have houses built for them. They're entitled to almost twice whatever privileges they were enjoying when they are governors. What do they want from Nigeria? Why do they want to hold Nigeria in total stranglehold? Is what we are faced with, and that is what we should be discussing. Not to think about what is their taste for ice cream or kunu or suya.
No, but
That's
let me throw a question.
We're talking about Nigeria.
I know. Sorry. Finish your sentence before I throw in my question.
So I'm not here to discuss what a governor prefers or not. I'm here to discuss what is unacceptable to the Nigerian people, to the Nigerian polity, and how people who are carrying out this impunity that we are discussing today should not be allowed to continue in their impunity against the democracy I fought for, he fought for, and that the people of this country ought to be benefiting from. I'm not participating in their fight. Honestly, this is their own fight. We are supposed to leave them to destroy themselves. But they are not destroying themselves, they are destroying the country. Because at the end of the day, what they are trying to do in Rivers is to get Rivers prepared in such a way that when they come back again, there will be no resistance. Like I said, I don't know what will happen to Fubara. I'm not his therapist, and I don't know whether he'll come back the way he left or not, but it's obvious that the way he folded up was too quick. Let me say this to you. When Wike was governor of Rivers State, nobody could have done this to him without consequences. He would have shut down the whole place. Nobody knew that. When Tinubu was governor of Lagos, he would never have accepted a state of emergency in Lagos. So why is it that they think they can get away with this? It's a question we should be asking, and why they must be resisted to ensure they don't get away with this, not a day longer than they have had it.
Okay.
So they don't read the mood of the public, apparently, but they will soon find out that this is not just one of the things that they can do and get away with.
Okay, it's nice. It's interesting that you mentioned the fact that had it been Wike or Tinubu this had happened to, they wouldn't have been able to get away with it. There would have been consequences. But some believe that Governor Fubara acted prematurely in opposing Wike, viewing it as a politically inexperienced move. They argue that proteges should first establish their own power base before taking on their political mentors. So, can both of you, give your opinion on this?
I don't know how we go, and this is the reason we should be discussing proper elections and not people who come and organize charades.
Yeah, but these are the realities on ground.
And they select their handpicked
These are the realities on ground.
Otherwise, if the people had voted in elections in the past and they vote for their own candidate to rule them or govern them, we will not be having this conversation about agreement.
We're having it.
Agreement is agreement.
So we're having it now because this is what
the treasury of a
happening.
state is something that we should be saying maybe we should be matured about. We're talking about crime here. We're talking about economic crime. We're talking about criminal offenses being committed by people. We are talking about the violation of the Constitution. We are talking about treason here. And you are saying, oh, there should have been some maturity. Maturity to do what?
No,
what is Godfather? What is God's son?
No,
is that what democracy is about?
But it exists. That's why we're discussing it. It exists. We cannot pretend that it doesn't. We all know the right ways to go about these things.
It may exist, but it's not acceptable.
It doesn't. Nobody's saying that it is. Nobody's saying that it is. I've never argued that it is.
I'm not here to act as a teddy bear for impunity. I'm not here to hug what is wrong and say, oh, because it exists. It might exist. That's their own problem.
Yeah, but
you cannot use it to truncate the aspirations of a people. You can't use it to suppress development. You can't use it to violate even your own constitution. I mean, their own constitution, because this is part of the problem. If there was a people's constitution in this country, there's no way you could have people who can just wake up and do what they like, and then we say, well, it's all right. They do it elsewhere.
But you have to understand.
Why don't we do things they do elsewhere, like constructing roads and funding education and building hospitals that we can go to?
We understand everything that you're saying. And we also,
and portable water.
We also know that's the right way forward. But with the situation on ground, that is why we're discussing godfatherism in politics. And whether we like it or not, there's a game to be played in achieving this power. It doesn't make it right, which is why I asked that question, that some have said he wasn't mature enough. But most governors should wait till the second term until they've empowered themselves before they can take on their godfather, because it does exist. Is it right? Not necessarily, but it's on ground, whether we like it or not. So I want to ask Chude what his take on that.
Whether it is right or wrong, the issue is that it has a deleterious effect on the body politic of Nigeria.
Yeah.
It creates crisis and unnecessary, conflict. And at the end of the day, development is stunted. Just like Shawore said, what is the purpose of government?
But have you answered my question? My
As
question.
the Constitution has
Listen, today, have you answered the particular question I asked? Whether or not it is right or wrong, the question is that people feel that Governor Fubara acted prematurely by showing his hand very early in the game. That most people who have been able to overtake their godfathers empowered themselves first in the first term before they proceeded to overpower their godfathers. Now, I'm not judging whether it's a right or wrong issue. But is it...
Let me answer that.
I wanted to answer that even using protocol. Did Wike wait for his second term before he took on Amechi? Let me ask you. Before he obliterated Amechi, did he wait for his second term?
So in other words, you're saying that Fubara doesn't have...
Did he wait for his second term before he asserted himself? And here I am, and I want to be very clear. I'm not justifying the crime that we are trying to say is acceptable.
No, nobody is.
No, so, but let's just say for argument's sake, you want to have a conversation about, has Wike ever waited for anybody as an individual to take control of power?
So what did Wike do right?
Even the Abuja that he's in with Tinubu now, Tinubu people are already worried about the fact that he's asserting himself too much. Honestly, I don't want to be part of a conversation that cheapens, the intellect and the mood of the nation that is prevailing at this time by saying, because we have spent time now saying, should we justify, did it act on time? Who has ever been in power? Why don't you say the same thing about the guy in Kaduna? Why is he not waiting for a second time before he's taking on El-Rufai?
The reality is that the damage has been done, and the damage, like I said, has negative consequences on the people of Rivers State, and then even in Nigeria in general. We are talking about the role of godfathers and so on. Is it good and not? And I tried to establish that in my very first opener, that you always have people of influence everywhere you are. If you're in politics, there are people that you need to consult with and so on. But not in a way, and maybe perhaps get their blessings, but not in a way that will be deleterious to the system, and cause crisis within the system. Yes. So regardless, it doesn't really matter at this stage whether Fubara acted tactically or strategically. It's irrelevant. The horse has already left the barnyard. And so what we are looking at are the consequences of what has happened, and whether it is 25 years of unbroken democracy, we still find ourselves in a situation of conflict, that is generated and engendered by one or two people in an entire state or in the country. Then it means that we have a problem. And we need to look for ways to de-escalate this kind of situation, so that it doesn't continue to affect this country negatively. And but let me even go to something that, Shawore mentioned, and that is, coincidentally, I was listening to Clement Nwankwo of the Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room, who talked about the sacrifices that people had to make for this democracy. And I can tell you, I think I can hazard a guess, that about 90 to perhaps 95% of the people who are presently in government today did not fight for democracy, did not weigh against, the impunity of the various military administrations in this country. And so all of them have come in and then perhaps are enjoying the benefits of the sacrifices made by so many other people. And so when people are angry because things are going wrong, it is because they realize that they went to jail. for the purpose of building a country that works. That some of them were harassed by the military, by the security agencies in this country. And if you look at it, the crisis, I keep on saying, and it's important that I say this so that Nigerians themselves will realize that they don't have issues with one another. That on their own, if they are left on their own, they can, work for a country that is prosperous, if only they can be left alone to do what they need to do. All of the crises that we have in this country, even beyond 1990, far beyond the 1999 to date, are problems that have been instigated by the elites in this country, and that is the truth. So, and it is a misnomer. It is a contradiction because you have a situation where we have 25 years of unbroken, democratic, democracy. So you think that would have made headway and not be operating where we are operating today. And so if there's any danger, are you talking about even elections and the rest? The former INEC chairman, the penultimate INEC chairman, when he left, he was angry about it. He said, look, that the problem, that the weak link in Nigeria's democratization process is the politicians. And that is even the contradiction because they are supposed to be the biggest beneficiary of a democracy that works, but they are the ones that endanger the country's democracy. And so this is a call out to them to act in ways that are in conformity with the laws of this country, to avoid the unnecessary crisis that Nigeria is going through, because all of these crises are absolutely avoidable. Only if they can act with responsibility, if they can act with respect to the rule of law. The godfathers can do whatever they want to do, no wahala. But let them not do it in a way that threatens the fabric of our country. And that is what we're seeing. All of the, turmoil, like I keep on saying, is as a result of two, contesting interests that might not exactly be, in tandem with the interests of the people of their state. And it is time that we call a halt. That we call
let me ask you something. Let me ask you something today. Because I'm sorry that I keep going back to this issue because the bane of this conversation is actually about the godfatherism in politics. So I have to keep revisiting it, no matter what happens. Now, I want to ask you, how will President Tinubu's actions be viewed by opposition governors in other states? Could this set a concerning precedent? And what can the party collectively do to protect one of their own? What can the PDP party do now to protect Governor Fubara, for instance, in this case? Yeah. And I would like to throw that question to us at Shore.
Okay. Let me even answer briefly. Look, the reality is that when presidencies, and that's why, especially a very contentious and important case comes before the Supreme Court. They are watching. They are with more keenness than even when the case is before the lower courts, the High Court, the Court of Appeal, and the rest. Why? Because the Supreme Court is supposed to be the last bus stop. And so and members of the Supreme Court are supposed to be people of very high intellect and their moral repute. And so people are watching carefully because whatever they rule on is going to be seen as precedent that every other person is going to follow. So you're very careful. So when you have a situation, for instance, where the courts are no longer functioning as they should, then it becomes a problem for everybody. Whether this is going to be a precedent, I don't know. People are already talking about a possible creeping dictatorship, and they are looking at what has happened in River State, and they are saying, no, this is not in consonance with the rule of law in this country. Mm-hmm. And that if we are not careful, we could see a repeat of that. And so I hope that it doesn't get to that level. And then again, I think Showore tried to establish, there is supposed to be a balance. So that you don't give too much power to one man. As Norman Tesku said,
but is there a balance? Is there a balance?
No man is so nice to be given absolute power.
Is there a balance now from what you can see?
No,
is there a balance?
We're not seeing the balance. This is the issue. It's called checks and balances. There should be a balance. They should all work together because they're all working together for a common good, the good of the nation state. But even in spite of that, for the possibility that people could make mistake, they also put in place a National Assembly to also check the excesses of the executive, and you have the courts to also check the excesses of both the National Assembly
so do you
and the
believe
executive.
These three sectors have been compromised?
So when they are not there, then the next one is you also have the people themselves to also check the excesses.
Do you believe these three sectors have been compromised? National Assembly, the executive.
They have been compromised, completely compromised. They have been completely compromised. There's no question about it. But I wanted to follow up on one of the things he said about those who fought for democracy. And that's why sometimes we should be careful about, what we fight against. Some of the people who were fighting for democracy in the 90s weren't actually fighting for democracy. They were fighting because they were jealous of what the military guys were doing, that they wish they were in that position. And now that they have gotten to the position that the military guys were in the 90s, you could tell what their interest was. It was to become as powerful as the military guys that they claimed they were fighting against. And if you look at their trajectory, their history, and the stories that came when they were in exile, they weren't fighting for democracy. They were doing business. The second aspect of it is the issue of opposition. The governors of states across the country are all united under the Tinubu regime. They support him even more than his own governors from his own political party. And the reason is simple. They are getting massive allocations that they've never gotten before, stealing and getting away with it. And they cannot wish for a better time than now. So it is the reason why people like me have also warned Nigerians that during this period, you are going to see people who say they are forming coalitions, not because they want to get rid of Tinubu, but because they want to replace Tinubu and his own people and this godfather, because they really envy them at this time and say, my goodness, we wish we were the ones in power. We can steal your money. We can do anything and nothing will happen. We can capture the state. That's where I mentioned to you that this is about state capture. And don't forget that part. I'm not here to argue that maybe somebody should have been matured enough. And at any rate, let's be very clear, the elite who are involved in this fight will eventually settle their differences. But the people who have been entertained by this will be left worse than they met them, because this is also about distracting you from what should have been political, economic, and social governance and justice in the land. They are just pushing you aside, pushing your issues around. So while you are hungry, while you are dying, while your roads are bad, while insecurity has overwhelmed the country, they are there just entertaining you with things that they will resolve amongst themselves.
Okay, let me
For instance,
okay, go on.
Yesterday already, the sole administrator has met traditional rulers, former government officials. You would think that nothing is wrong in Port Harcourt because all of them are one and the same. And that is why the Nigerian people must take their destinies in their own hand. As much as you might feel bad for one of the guys who has been headbutted in this bullfight, also don't forget that they don't stand for you. And
now that you say that,
time, and because they will get away with this, this is clean crime.
Okay, now that you say that, Showore, let me still stick with you, because speaking of the unfair hands that the Nigerian public is being dealt with, let's talk about movements. Movements like NSAS and the Obedience Wave showed public hunger for change. But why did this effort struggle to translate into lasting political power? Is it that the country is not ready for such a transformation? Or will it take generations to dismantle this entrenched system?
You see, when you are organizing for power, you cannot organize for power by doing what those people in power are doing. You cannot organize for power by presenting an alternative that is not substantial, that's just, without substance, that is superficial. NSAS was great, it was powerful response, but NSAS had a problem. It was not organized around people who understood how to fight and fight to the end. So those of us who started NSAS were shunted aside because, of course, I was at that time in Abuja, restricted to Abuja. And then others who were declaring victory before the fight was over was what led to what NSAS did. And then what followed, which you describe as the obedient wave, wasn't about capturing power. It was about one political group replacing the other. And you saw the outcome. Why? Because when the opportunity came for that movement to have headbutted the system, they all folded up. Because you cannot ask a pack of lions to be led by a sheep and achieve victory. It's not possible. That is what happened with that movement. But I can tell you that a new movement is emerging, and we should be all guided. We should all join hands and ensure that this movement takes the power in the fight from online to able way until we win. And that is happening. Young people are getting very conscious. You see a female copper last week. There's a 30 days challenge going on now. And, you know, I like the fact that the elites are always deaf and dumb around when social movements are coalescing, because what ultimately happens is that they are caught unawares.
But when it comes to
the House of Bourbons.
When it comes to social movements, you know that NSAS ended because of the police brutality, when they were attacked with tear gas and what have you. So how far can they really go? How far can any protester really go when it comes to risking their lives?
It didn't end because there was police brutality. It was because there was no planning in place.
So you're saying if it was better plans?
That police would be brutal, that the army would have been brutal. If there was a response the day after the army attack, NSAS would have claimed
okay, so looking back now, looking back, what could have been done?
But the people who were leading NSAS were using NSAS for negotiation. They were using it for creating content. They were using it for personal popularity, and that's
not fair. People died.
When we had conversation with them, they said, "No, we don't want leadership. There is no social movement in the world that don't have leaders that have ever succeeded." They said, "No, this is a leaderless movement. There's nothing like a leaderless movement."
So what do you think went wrong?
Let me just talking about.
What do you think went wrong? No, Chude, before you finish.
Showore has mentioned.
What did you think? What do you think went wrong with NSAS?
No, I've told you what went wrong with NSAS was that
there was no leadership.
The NSAS leaders of course there was leadership, but they were lying that they don't want leaders. But they were having conversation with Tony Elumelu, Dangote on Zoom. They know themselves, and the ones that raised money were not allowing the money to reach the people who were really fighting the war for the fight.
Okay.
Up to today, there are over 500,000 cryptocurrency monies that disappeared. The people who were involved in NSAS who raised money for legal support disappeared after NSAS. Up until last year, we were still getting people out of Ikoyi prison and other prisons in Lagos who were detained for NSAS. Ask yourself, where is feminist.co that raised all the money and said that, oh, you know, we are in charge now, we don't want anybody else. The moment it happened, what happened to them? Why did they pack up? That is not how social movements are organized. So that's why I'm telling you that they knew what they did, and one day the truth will come out. But beyond that, the moment they were done with NSAS, they went and used NSAS progress or NSAS gains into a political movement that took them nowhere. And it was because of greed or naivety or inexperience. Or, I don't know what it could have been, that you have an NSAS movement, it had that great opportunity, and you went and chose for the movement a person to gain from the movement who was part of SARS when he was governor. What kind of intuitiveness is that? It was just counter-revolutionary positioning that ended NSAS tragically. But that story will be told at another time, but we know what happened.
So
and
let's
those
have
people who did it knew themselves.
Okay.
Friend is his stomach. His friend is his stomach and his interest. Wike betrayed the first man that brought him to politics. First man that brought him to politics. Wike betrayed Odili. Odili, remember he said that if he ever make Odili cry, any day he make Odili cry, may not be well with him, may not be Wike is still eating food and acting normal. Wike betrayed Rotimi Amechi. Is it Tinubu, ordinary Tinubu that Wike just met on the street the day before yesterday, that he will not betray? So there's nothing that he's doing now. All this whoa that he's shouting, he's still going to betray you. And any man that when you discuss with him, have one-on-one discussion with him, and he comes forward later to come and say it and be mocking people. You know, he was saying it in that interview, mocking people that he has had personal conversation with. He's also going to do it to those people who are his friends, the judges, the Tinubu and others. There was a judge, the chief judge of Rivers State. You saw what Wike did to him. Wike, there's an old video of Wike praising the man, saying he has never seen somebody with integrity like that man. A few days ago, in that interview, He said that the man is the most useless man in this world, that he has never seen somebody more useless than the man. That the man is very corrupt. All because he has changed his position about that man all of a sudden, because there's something he wants the man to do now that maybe the man is not agreeing to do. So that's yes and wicked for you. God forbid, God forbid, God forbid 3 times. If peradventure anything were if there was even any suspicion of anything happened to President Tinubu, God forbid 3 times again, Wike will be the first person to switch allegiance to Kashim Shettima. In fact, he will do anything in this war, including licking Kashim Shettima's leg, just for power. Wike will do anything. And he's the most ambitious person you can ever see in this life. He's always plotting. He's always plotting. He's never satisfied. This minister that you see him holding, he sees it as if it's houseboy job. Wike will always be plotting to be president. It's my former friend. I know him very well. Even him, he can confirm these things I'm saying. He's a plotter. And he will do anything for power. Anything for power. And if the man that made Wike, yes and Wike today, when he was doing boy all over them, it's Patience Jonathan and Goodluck Jonathan that made Wike to be who he is today. Nationally. Without them, Wike would never have been president. But it is that same Ijaw man and the Ijaw woman that made him to be president that Wike is telling us, to be governor, that Wike is telling us that what is Ijaw, which Ijaw, minority of the same Ijaw that Wike was carrying umbrella for. Wike was carrying umbrella for Jonathan, running up and down the villa, licking Mama P's leg, crawling on the floor. Today, Wike is behaving like somebody that fell from the sky. And he said this recently. He said nobody helped him. He became governor by himself. How can you make yourself? Wike said he is a self-made man. He has forgotten President Jonathan. He has forgotten Patience Jonathan. He has forgotten Omechi. He has forgotten Amechi. He has forgotten his first boss that made him local government chairman. He will also forget Tinubu. Tinubu is just a pawn in Wike's game. So, the people of Niger Delta who have sacrificed so much for that region, who made sure that they brought the multinationals to their knees, they should be consoled that people like Wike will always come and go, but the region will remain. The militants who fought against issues of pollution and all these things, because those are the issues. Isaac Dakaboro said, we cannot be living like animals when these resources is in our backyard. Ken Saro-Wiwa said, no, this cannot be happening. There is no even water to drink. What has Wike ever fought for in his life? In that Niger Delta, what has he ever fought for in his life? What has he ever fought for? The people that he's insulting today, they are the ones that fought for everything. For all the 6 states in the Niger Delta. Wike did nothing for the emancipation of the region. He did nothing. No matter how much I don't like Asari Dokubo, me, I prefer Tompolo. No matter how much I don't like Asari Dokubo has done more for Niger Delta than Yes and Wike. Has done more for Niger Delta than Yes and Wike is just a political parasite, a eternal parasite. Anywhere there's food is ready now. You know, he said APC is cancer, PDP is malaria. That why will he leave PDP to join APC? Is that not what he said? That's what he said. Today he's in APC. Tomorrow, the things he's saying today, his friend, because all these political contractors that move based on wave, today El-Rufai has gone to SDP. If El-Rufai had been made minister, will he be insulting Tinubu? He will also be acting movie like Wike all over the place.
Sheung is personally complaining. It's Sheung that is personally angry. Sheung is personally as if what is happening to us is not political. That this is what we should take serious. We'll take somebody. If care is not taken, that Two-Face and Annie matter. It remains more, make it become political. It remains more, make government pass law on marriage because of Two-Face and Annie. A personal matter, people will carry it to your head. Somebody say Africans only want to smoke igbo, shayo hotel, nightclub. That's all. Because that's all that we are giving. Me trying to criticize young African people that when after they drink, after they go hotel. But what else is there to do? Is there library? And we say we are not going. Is there youth center? And we say we are not going. Are there job centers? And we say we are not going. Who is investing in all these things? And we as young people say we are not interested. Are they giving us anything else? On this my street, this my former street where they stay, 4 hotel, 2 nightclub. This new place where I dey again, I know if you count the amount of hotel for this estate. I know if you count the nightclub. The street where they build another house now. When I begin build the house, no hotel there. Now they don't turn one house there to hotel. Before I even finish my house, hotel don't dey there. They are building hotels and nightclubs all over the place. They are not building libraries. They are not building job centers. They are not creating those atmospheres that they are not public parks with anything. No plan, no meetings, no arrange. Nothing is invested for young people. But they'll still complain that we are going to the one that they are building. What else do we have to do here? Tell me what else young people can do here. Please tell me. It will take special kind of young people. That's why I'm happy. People that come here, the solution they for now hand. It will take a special kind of young African people to by themselves realize what they have to do. Because that's where you have put us. No other group in this world. Do you think Chinese young people are the ones that decide what they will do? No. Their government creates the programs. The programs that you as a young people, you can say, instead of me, I go learn this thing, or me, I go sell drug. You say, I'll go sell, I'll go jail. Let me go to this program. The programs are there. So now those ones who really want to do crime, go ignore all the program. Go do crime. We for Africa, no program. I tell you all the time. If you are a young philosopher in Nigeria, that you studied philosophy in university, and not only did you study philosophy, you now found out that you are a brilliant philosopher. What job or program is there in Nigeria for you? You have to use that your brilliance to enter Yahoo, or use that your brilliance to enter fraud. So you can use your sense to lie and defraud. Talented historians, same thing. There are no programs. People in Nigeria, when they graduate with PE all over the place, physical education degree. How many athletes do we have here that they will train? How many hospitals? I read for one place, say there's one physiotherapist to every 10,000 Nigerians. There's only one physiotherapist for every 10,000 Nigerians. To every 10,000 Nigerians, there's one physiotherapist. Where are the programs? Who is investing in them? You have a talent to be a rocket scientist. You want to be making rockets to go to space. You go to university, you read physics. You understand engines. You come back and you design engine. Where would that engine go if American government doesn't give you green card? Or Apple no give you job? Where would that engine go? Where's the program? People invest in money laundering activities all over, building houses that nobody can afford. To build a house and keep it empty. Just because it has cleaned the funds is okay for all of you. You know, they look modernization, they happy, they hate them. They just build house for Eco Atlantic. You can just buy house for Eco Atlantic. Yeah, Eco Atlantic. Yeah. They can build Eco Atlantic, but they have no rocket science program, no institute for nuclear research. How about nuclear science? You are a nuclear scientist. You read physics for university. You can't under nuclear fusion, can't click for your brain. You understand nuclear fusion. Where's the program for your life? You are your nuclear fusion brain. As smart and intelligent as you are. Brain ma rotting ni to ba lo wa crime ko ma se. O ko ma gbe bag your kan bi kan. Nuclear fusion ba bye. You want to logbon l'Africa kò ní dá fún ẹ. Tell me, where are the programs? Where are they investing in? Say young people like to Shayogo Club. Many of those people are gifted in many programs that are not available in our country. That's why they teach you now to learn. We listen, we don't judge. That's why I can never let that thing near my house. We listen, we don't judge. You dey mad? You dey mad? We listen, we don't judge there. So you think I'm white? Do I look white to you? We listen, we don't judge. Me African. Why do you think Africans will not build jail for Africa? Why do you think there are no jails in Africa before you go come? Now the individual judgment are bad. I'm a judge here to check me. If you thief for Africa, say you thief, your whole family name now, the family of you have given your family a new name. I say if you thief for Africa that time, your whole family now you don't give. Not only you be thief now. Your whole iya ole yen niyen, baba ole yen niyen, àbúrò ẹ̀ ló ń lọ yẹn, àbúrò ole niyen, ẹ̀gbọ́n ole niyen. All your family is now linked. Any fight between the two families, I will wo. My judge. Judge personal prison. Mental prison. Judge mental prison. Mental prison. Direct. We listen, we don't work. We listen, we don't work. That's not Africa. Africa, Maji Agboni. I'm a judge. That's why they want us to. All these things are side-ups, all this challenge. Why they need the challenge just to move our. Why is there no challenge that moves Nigeria forward? We that are suffering from underdevelopment. Why have all these bloggers? Why they never bring any challenge? Why they never share any challenge? One time, when I give up on challenge, I do one challenge where we say the challenge go bad. That the only challenge where I tried with that. It don't gonna work. It pay me. And a quick verse. I banned myself from starting any challenge. I will never. These guys. You know what I call the challenge? I say drop knowledge. So what I going to say, if you go to the beginning of my Instagram, like like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I do this. I pass some of my most interesting books. I say hashtag dropping knowledge. I call it drop the book for ground. Boom, 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 boom. I drop like 5 books. You understand? Say if you have books you've read, or you have to drop knowledge. Only like 30 people do the thing. 28 were from America and England. 28 were from America and England. 1 from Ghana, 1 from Senegal. Nobody from Nigeria. Mo give up. Mo share it with you. Mo share it with you in your heart. Because I felt that by dropping those people with the see books, so they you don't understand. Mo DJ body. Body for drop the book. Book challenge, drop knowledge. Drop bread, drop money. So say I carry bundle of dollar now. Say drop money. I do like 30,000. Say if you can match it, let me see you. All the celebrities for Nigeria that they could drop. Everybody will come out and say, I can bet. So I see all the no challenge moves us forward, makes us better. All the challenge is to keep us in this nonsense mind state. Nonsense mind state where all of us just like to sink ourselves into. But right now you are faced with narcissism. You have no more time for this rubbish. You have no time. You need to take a break and face the world. Thank you very much.
Association of Rivers State students is threatening to disrupt academic activities in tertiary institutions if the state of emergency is not revoked within 7 days. The umbrella body of students of Rivers State origin say they will shut down all campuses and mobilize their members for a peaceful protest. According to them, the president's decision is a breach of constitutional procedure and is likely to instigate further bad blood between the political gladiators.
We want to appeal humbly to the president to carefully reconsider his decision and call off the suspension of the governor, deputy governor, and the members of the House of Assembly of Rivers State, as it is totally unconstitutional for a president to suspend a duly elected governor and other officials of the state. They were all elected by the people of Rivers State and not by one man.
At this point, we are not happy because it is not in our favor. We are appealing to our dear president to please have a meeting with his cabinet members and foster peace in our dear state. It is on this note that we hereby declare that if nothing is being done within 7 days, we'll shut down all campuses, all schools in Rivers State. Rivers State students will be on, the Nigerian students in Rivers State will be on the streets peacefully, unarmed, just to exercise our displeasure.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you, my people. We'll come again. Thank you very much for your time with us. I appreciate every one of you right there. Mother of all Mommy Diaspora, thank you very much, Mommy. Happy weekend to you. Good evening to you. Thank you very much, Abu Azi, and many, many others right there. Sisse, I can see you. Beckman, I can see you. Sagbavo, I can see you. Who again? Timmy Idibe, thank you. Ajio Deborah in the building. God bless you, all my people. I can't mention all names today, but I want you guys to know that I appreciate every one of you right there. Do your part by pressing on the like button, help us to share. We are still here on the state of the nation. Some say the state of River State. No, it's the state of the nation. Whatever that is happening in River State right now is happening in another state. There's hunger in the land, insecurity in the land. A lot is currently going on in Nigeria. So, yeah, that's why we are here to see how we can talk to our leaders to do the right thing. But it doesn't seem like these guys are ready anytime soon to do the right thing. So I posted a link for those of you that want to join us on this broadcast today. Please try to come in on time. It's Saturday. We're just going to take only one article. Maybe I'll take one or two calls if any comes in. If not, we are going to round up on time. You know, but let me take this article before I respond to what Sheun said earlier on. I'd like to quickly put this on your screen so we can take this together, my people. I guess you guys can hear me though. Might not be like say I did talk to myself. Okay, the article on the screen right now coming from Vanguard. River suspension of Fubara lawmaker dent Nigeria's image. Jonathan, and I talk this one. So former President Dr. Goodluck Jonathan has said the suspension of Governor Fubara and other elected officials of River State dent Nigeria's image. Jonathan said this while speaking as a chairman at the Haske Satomari Foundation Kolikwe in Abuja on Saturday today. He expressed disappointment that elected officials has been removed. I talk about the other day, say removed. Thank God say I don't say another person don't use the word removal. You know, say they use the word suspension to confuse some people. From day one, let me say removed. Removed. Hey. Thank you, Jonathan, for using the same word now. Anyway, meanwhile, same day, the new Nigeria People's Party NNPP supported President Bola Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers. So I don't want to read more on this, you know, because Jonathan actually lamented, you know, right there. But I'll just let that go. You know, I appreciate every one of you, my people. Thank you so much for your time. You know, I would like us to quickly take some calls. For those of you that want to call in, this is the best time for you to call in before my submission. You know, if no calls comes in now, I'll take my submission. I'll just end the show. Trust me. I know, say my presentation itself don't take 1 hour 30 minutes today. Yes, that was deliberate because I just want to pull more presentation through and give a little bit of submission by myself and any of my panelists that comes in. Then we round up. At least to cap everything under 2 hours. And same thing on Sundays. I've said this so many times, you know. But meanwhile, before we receive any call, I guess somebody is calling in already. Okay, I have somebody calling in. Let me quickly take this call here. Hello, thank you very much, sir, Mr. Jonathan. Good evening to you, sir.
Hello, Mr. Elvis. I greet you.
Thank you, sir. This is how we passed phone call today.
Yeah. I might still join if I'm done earlier. But
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I greet you, Mr. Yeah, I greet you, Mr. Elvis. Just one point I want to raise. I just listened to the video of the River State Student or Niger Delta Student Association, whatever they call themselves.
Yeah.
You see the problem we have in Nigeria now. You see the problem we have in Nigeria. They came out and said they are giving Mr. President 7 days. Are you kidding me now? Did Mr. Tinubu came out earlier this week and said he's giving Fubara 7 days before he suspend him?
Exactly.
If you want to come out now. What is 7 days?
They are cowards.
Somebody should speak to these people. 7 days. That's why when they want to do protest, they will say they will give them 3 months, 2 months notice.
They are cowards.
Just 2 days ago in Turkey here, they arrested the mayor of Istanbul. The whole of Istanbul is packed up with over 1 million people on the streets immediately. What country do we, what is it? What is wrong with us in Nigeria?
Now,
what is it of crying out loud?
Now only with the
7 days.
Plan protest for Nigeria.
Somebody should talk sense. I believe maybe somebody will be listening to broadcasts or anywhere, not even this, anywhere else. Talk sense with their brain. If you want to come out and do the needful. What do we say? They are waiting so that that is the point. That is the plan, so that they can call them into one room during that 7-day period and start discussing with the leaders. Don't foment trouble. Don't do this. Don't do that. What do you want? So that they can get their own brown envelopes. Is that what they are waiting for? 7 days. When they are serious, they will know what to do to get their states back. Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jonathan. God bless you. Thank you. Because they are cowards. May not be like say we not talk or more. You go do this short press conference because the press conference was only for 40 seconds. I don't know whether that's what they do, but that's what TVC presented to us. Let's just do this press conference. May not be like say we not talk. Say we give president 7 days. The Tinubu came out to tell us that he's giving Fubara 7 days before he's suspended, according to Mr. Jonathan just now. I supported him. It's only Nigeria where they talk to one protest. We go plan. Witches and wizards will come hear our plan. Once the witches and wizards don't hear now, we'll say what come out on the 15th of next 3 months. Everybody will be warming up for the 15th of next 3 months. Witches and wizards go come enter inside. All the satanic people in Nigeria, all of them go enter inside. They'll first buy the leaders where they plan and they don't buy, they can't give the small gogoro may they take day. Now the same leaders where will be rely on say with the plan something, now will call the bear month they talk later. We are not serious. Cowards everywhere. Cowards. I beg make I go talk. They don't say I not talk for this matter. I beg. That one saying not true. More go talk. They're not going to say we'll not talk. That's what these guys are doing. My people, we have a long way to go. I've said this so many times. We have a long way to go, man. According to Shehu, Shehu said, in Nigeria today, the youth don't have any other option than to go to club or go to bar and drink their life away. After all, investors are investing heavily on alcohol. Hotels, like my state, now those states. Now hotel, you capture that state, hotel. So hotel, they built for that state, no industry. No company for them. Now so hotel. If you pass Oluku, hotel. If you pass Gobazuwa, hotel. If you pass hotel, you're full everywhere. Now, Shehu don't come and I can't speak truth to power. That yes, and truly, with my experience here in Nigeria, you need to see the way these people take they live here. You will be surprised at what kind of mentality these people get. It's just like me now. I don't have evening lifestyle. I'm always home. Once it don't reach 4 p.m. or let's say, might not exaggerate. Once it don't reach between 5 and 6 p.m., maximum 6:30, I don't day house till the next day. Every single day like that. 99% of that, I'm home. So the truth of the matter is, so those people, they build those bars, hotel, or whatever, club, or whatever, they're not building it because of people like us. And I'm not criticizing people that is, patronizing them. But too much of everything is bad. Let's be honest to ourselves. Too much of everything is bad. Nigeria right now, majority of the women here, their mindset now how to sell their body for money. I'm telling you, even though you offer them job, that don't worry, I want to be paying you to come and do this job for me. Now lie, they must sell their body. Why the guys Even though you offer them job, now lie, they must engage in criminality. They want to drive the kind of car you are driving. They want to even question your source of income. They will ask you, bros, forget, maybe you don't retire now. Una don't touch in the past. Now, una say, maybe we not touch. This is their mindset. Majority of them here in Nigeria believe that there's no way you can prosper. You can be successful without you don't engage in criminality. Why majority of the women here believe that without I not say my body, I can never be prospered. I'm telling you, this is what is going on right now in Nigeria. In fact, mothers are not even encouraging their daughters now to go into hookup. Why the same mothers, fathers, parents, rather, are encouraging, specifically though, for the girls when they go hook up, they sell their body. Now mothers, I don't want to blame Papa for that. If Papa not did that one. But for the guys engaging in criminality, Yahooism, or whatever it's called, now parents, both parents, like now they fair on go church, go give testimony when they are picking thief for that person money to buy Benz or buy Lexus. Because these are the two cars whether they quit buy, either Benz or Lexus. They not a bit drive, or they drive there. In fact, if they drive for this Lagos, they say also it be for Benin as well. But let me focus on Lagos. If you drive for this Lagos, you see people where they drive Benz and Lexus, you must run away from them. Your run, your pick race. If not, they go scratch your car. They drive like a mad people. That's what I tell you, drive. Now, their mama will go give testimony for church. You say, Pastor, help me appeal. My son don't rent house for us, or he don't build house for us. So the problem of Nigeria is not just the government, the people, naive worse parts. It's terrible. I'm telling you, it's terrible here. It don't reach the time now where girls themselves, they use their eyes, wait till they see, so they'll use and remove you from inside your own car. Before you know, you are finished on earth and heaven. The way that they look this time, that kind of look now where person will you start look you. If the person eye want jump you, you'll quickly throw away your eye, right? As it be before that tele. Not be so it be like that anymore. This time they look you, they go scan you. They go scan your kidney. They go scan your liver. They go scan everything, finish. You must know by fire, by force, say that they scan you. Maybe you can say, oh, hey, it don't finish. Chapter close. I'm telling you, the days during that time where they say women have respect and all that, they give for Nigeria. Although I don't want to generalize, we might still have 1 or 2 persons that still know the worth of a woman, but it's very, very minimal. Statistically, if we have to look at it, I believe it might be like 2% out of 100% right now. I'm telling you, country where married women now, though they do this thing. If a country where husband, though they carry their own wife, they go the hookup. Yes, they carry their own wife now, they go the hookup. Where they talk now, some people say, how you take no? Have you forgotten I'm a filmmaker? You know what we they see? They see they're not even no shame anymore. A lot is happening. Some of them will confess. There's a video that I posted on Instagram, on my page on Instagram a couple of days ago. Woman where they say they want marry. Might find that video. Whether I feel bring and call here. 1 minute. Woman where they say they want marry. Some of them are good. Don't see that video now. According to allegedly though, they said that woman, that girl, the man we want marry and does set, but the man was a bit skeptical if this is the right woman we in want marry. So because of that, he needed to set her up with another man to see if she will collect money to sell her body. And this wife to be fall. How many of you see this video? I mean, I go find a bad bring and come. If you don't say, just say yes, or make a bring and come. Just say bring and come. Man go. I don't say they my Instagram, but to go download that diabetes, maybe I save them. That video was very, very touchy. To see a woman, a wife to be, a wife to be, say 250,000 naira. Now you go take open leg for that man. 250,000 naira. And what did you talk with that? For sure that you don't know say this man they record them. And you don't know say na set up. Man we want marry you, now he set you up. Just to be sure if you are contented. Okay, when I say my bring her come. Okay, man, you go to my Instagram and go, man, you download them and give them. Hold on. Just hold on there. Let me bring it here. You know, just hold on. Let me quickly do this for you. It's sad. That is the level of our most of our girls right now, what they are doing in this country. It will go surprise and it go shock when I say, so life don't reach like this already, where you say women. I say even though you want to offer them job, they pay the 200,000 naira every month. Lie. Now that hook up, now they like. I don't want to call her hook up again. What they call her a hook up. You know, now that one they want to go. They're even enjoying it. So why the boys, almost all of them are into criminality. The pressure, whether not pressure, I will call that one. No, I don't know what I want to call them again. Because for me, when they grow up, I can't say I don't grow up with friends where they smoke, where they drink. Because people, they say that people, they swear person. I know, yes, fine, but I still get, if I use myself as an example all the time, it would be like, say, you know, I praise myself. You know, normally, all my life, I never put cigar for my mouth or anything smoke or whatever for my mouth since I was born. I know if I never track or I try and run. As I talk to them, so I see they run, they go. I try and like 10, 15 years ago, I run. Say, wait till be this. You know, why is it that when some people don't destroy their life, they'll say, no, it was the associate, the second that I found myself. I don't know how the thing can't take bala blue. You can't join criminality, you can't do smoke, you can't be drug baron, can't be drug leader, president, drug. Aye, wahala everywhere. Oh, this is our country. It be as it get, this is our country. Your be as it get. Anyway, the video why they talk, I see I just that. I don't still lose up again. Okay. Oh yeah, the man was playing music. Oh, I'm not sure I can play it here. The man was playing music that is not allowed here. And there's no way I can mute that music because the way to the man they follow and they talk. Now I say make on here. Let's see. Let's go. Don't scare that one. Let's take that.
Huh?
How much are you willing to give?
Tell me how much you will take now.
I don't know. I don't know, but
you're already making it since you don't want me to use my discretion and dash you money. You get, and you say I must pay. That means I have to give it to you.
You must pay. I only say at this point in my life, I'm financially
that you are broke.
That's what I just told you. I did not give you any price tag. I did not tell you anything about giving me money. You are just the one just.
Okay, so but if I don't give you the money, will I have anything to do with you?
No.
No. But if I give you, I can make love to you, Abby. So how much do you want?
That's what I'm saying. I cannot put a price tag or whatever. Sorry.
And I must give it to you before anything.
Sure. Yes. I'm sorry for putting it this way, but yes. It's not my choice, but I have to just say it.
Okay. Voila. So how much are you looking at? Tell me now.
I'm not looking at anything.
Huh?
Like, how would I put it? I'm not looking at any money price or any price tag or anything. I'm just saying, probably, okay, you give something, I'll be like, it's nice, okay, fine.
So how much are you looking at? 100K.
If I put price, I don't know, you look at me as if I'm someone that is very good, so
100K is okay. 100K is okay. Huh?
No.
How much?
I said
200K. 250. To make love to you.
I'm not even come there. I'm just saying I'm financially down, and right now what I need.
Okay, come down from my car, where they go.
Thank you.
I want to shower they do now.
I'm not.
I shower be this one now.
It's good. It's fine. If you think it that way.
If you want to take 250, it's not bad, but have you prepared yourself for 250K?
Prepared myself for 250K. What do you mean?
What I mean is that how good do you look for you to take 250 from a guy?
Wow. Really?
Huh?
Let me come down, please.
Come down.
First, sorry if I come down. I said this so that you will not stop me again.
It's a lie. I shall be down. Come down from my car.
Okay.
Now what they do, I shall codedly say this to this.
Say that you want to ask something to do with somebody, you don't want to pay for me.
Now I'll pay 250 for you.
This video, anytime I watch her, man, my God, get the way body they do me. And that girl, the funny part of it is that she was dressed properly. It looks like she was coming from church. She wear native and she looked so beautiful and everything. So what do we say now? You found a man, right? You find a man. You be praying for a man. You later found a man. Allegedly, the information reaching us, I don't know the sanctity of the information, that your man you guys have fixed a date for your wedding in May, right? April, in May, something like that. Then you want to do this. You are financially down. How? Where from? I don't understand. Should we call this, say, now the hunger, then make this woman be want to do what they do? Just, God, oh, now where they abroad there, where they travel all the way from abroad, they call Nigeria, want to come marry. You have to watch properly. When I say the woman we follow now there abroad, not good. It's not good. Now go, when I don't see pepper, you know the pepper where they say, like, hey, don't see this Tinubu pepper. Then you go know your left and right. I beg you, regardless of what, women wey dey abroad not the date men because of money. Yes, you will find true love in abroad than to find true love in Nigeria. So if you dey buy tickets, say you want to come marry for Nigeria, or God shine your eye. I don't say that no, all of them bad though. Don't get me wrong, but you have to be careful, man. Because as you join that flight, say they go back to abroad. Now there another man will take over, be the administrator before you come back. As we have a new administrator for River State now. Another man will be the administrator before you come back from where you they go. That people, the matter of this culture, for me, no, I don't see this for the Nigeria. I don't see everybody where they cry. Nigeria not good. Nigeria not allow. Many of them are part of the reason why the country is not working, not just the government. Yes, I criticize the government all the time, but I will prefer to even criticize us more than the government. Our wahala is just too much, man. You know, it's too much. I appreciate you all, my people. Thank you very much. Let's start for what is right. Let's do what is right. But at this moment, that statement is, I believe that statement where they always talk, let's do what is right. Let's stand for what is right. I believe that statement is now for Nigerians in abroad. Because the way they Nigeria don't want to hear that word at all. By fire, by force. As today and Saturday now be, since yesterday, now different guests are in different houses and different hotels. I'm telling you what is happening in Nigeria. They are shameless. They are everywhere. You know, why the Ojibole, the men where they say they go thief, that they bomb money now for different lounges. They bunk whether caskets. I know that joke where they put that casket where they carry for club. they are spending excessively right now. Now this one I say may be the future of tomorrow. Now these people now be the future of tomorrow. How? It's crazy, man. Very, very crazy. It's crazy. You know, I was going to when I was traveling to the UK last time, before I came back to Nigeria on this, Which I want to talk, so it concern government. I don't want to talk am. I don't want to talk am. Man, you forget am. Wait, man, you forget am. Not say anything go happen if I talk am, but get with I be want to, but the person involved, man, you forget that topic. But one thing I'm trying to say, Nigeria is far gone. Nigeria is far gone. The leaders are not ready to help us, and the people are not ready to help themselves. So it's really, really crazy, man. I appreciate you all, my people. Thank you so much. Anybody want to call in quickly before I press my button? Because now run, I want your run, so I want your take off, so like this. If you want to call in, quickly do that so that I can round up right now. I appreciate every one of you right there. Thank you very much for your time with us. I'm not visit today. Today don't be the day where we spend that long. I'm even happy that I'm talking alone right now. So I have time to talk about some things. Person they call him, but I don't see the call. Okay, my brother they call him. Black Panther, talk to me. Talk to him, my brother. Good evening. Yes, so
thank you. Good evening.
Yeah,
thank you for making it short. But I will bring a suggestion for you maybe later after you finish the program. I will call you and bring a suggestion to you that we can be doing on weekend basis.
Okay.
That will help a lot. Yeah. Right. And concerning what you just shown, I want to greet everybody. Greet mommy in the diaspora. May God bless you, ma. Yeah. My voice is coming out clearer a little bit now. I'm working on it. As Madarita said. You see, the issue of Rivers State, I said one thing, that the Rivers people are lazy and greedy. You see the outcome of it all. You see what the youth is doing, that they are giving the government so debt. Okay, you are giving government debt. So after giving the government debt, and after going on your so-called rampage, what do you think the government will do? The government will now succumb to your plan card and all those things you are giving. You cannot give a government a debt. If you are aggrieved, go out there and show your grievance and pull the government down if you can. Go and learn from the people of Serbia. Go and learn from the people of Hungary what they are doing. And you will learn that these people, they love their country. They love their state. But the Rivers people, the Nigerian people, I think it has not done yet in there. Like I've said, the strings got to be broken for us to wake up and come out. That is the level we are. That was the level the Serbian people, they were, the Eastern Blocs. That they went through hell. But now, they went through hell and they got it back. That is why if it comes to now, when their government messed up, they can all come up in the millions. Within a month, they can convert 2 million people and call for the government to resign, and the government will resign. That is because they've gone through hell. I think Nigeria is going through that same hell. And I want to see if the string is broken, whether we are going to move out. So the youth of nowadays, they've all lost it. And one thing again I will say, I want to ask a fundamental question to everyone. Is democracy for Africa? And if it's for Africa, how do we phantom it out? How do we erase the mindset of what we are seeing all over Africa, greed and the slavery mentality that is embedded in Africa? How do we erase it? Can we erase it through democratic structure? Or what structure do we think we can use to bring back the mindset of African people to know that there must be a system that we can work hand in hand together, that can work for our society, that can bring forth an incorruptible government, that can work extensively to deal with issues of people corrupting the society and put them to where they belong to. That's the question I want to ask everyone. And I believe it's not a question you sit down and think. You have to go and research and research and research, and you come out with a fine suggestion. Because I know the democracy we have today is not ours. Our mind has been distorted. And now in a distorted mind, they now bring forth democracy. So that with that distorted mind, we cannot have a better society. Go check Africa out. There's no democracy that is perfectly working well. There's still oppression, there's still greed, and there's still a high level of corruption. So we should find a way out. Was democracy our system before? So we should find a way out. Now, this question is left to everybody in the entire Nigeria. Democracy, is it for us, or we need to have another type of government that will suit us, that will bring about our culture into it, that will bring about our way of life into it? And I believe that is a research for every one of us to go into so that we can find a way forward. Thank you, Nigeria, for doing a super work for us, and may God bless you.
Thank you, my dear brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling in. God bless you too. All right, my people. But meanwhile, 2027, the campaign does start already. I mean, I can let you know, say, Tinubu, you know, they don't start like they brand the car left and right. Let me appreciate Kiss the Geraki quickly. Thank you very much. The only super chat for me today. And God bless you. My pocket never run dry. Kiss the Geraki, I'm very, very grateful. We're gonna see another they brand the event. 2027 campaign don't start already. Hey God, hey, this will not be see finish. Yeah, whether I vote or not vote, I must rule for the second time. That is what I mean now. What a country. Yeah, what a country, Nigeria. Wow. I don't know what I want to talk again about people. Make we end the show. Nigeria matter, we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go, man. Thank you so much, my people. God will bless them. Madam Harris Finance, we are just you're coming in now. Thank you, thank you. Good evening to you. It's good to have you on the show. Thank you, everyone, right there. And God will bless our people. Thank you so much. And like I said, I have somebody calling in again. Okay, no, the line don't cut. I'm not returning any call this evening. If you call in, that is fine. Where is Madam Law of God is my strength? We don't miss that woman, Taya. Mama H.O. You never hear from Mama H.O. this year at all. Mama H.O. does the verse. Mama H.O. You know, say get the way that woman after they take break. We all take break. Nigeria matter, don't tire so many people. It be as it gets. Why Tinubu do the campaign now? Dollar the other day now because they appreciate. Then the thing now does skyrocket again. I don't want to do this matter now. I don't want to do this matter. Nigeria matter is stressful. It's stressful because the reason why it's even more stressful is not because of the government. It's because of the people. I know some of you will be saying, why are you always focusing on the people? It's the people. It's the people that are supposed to encourage you to join us, to put our voices together. Now they'll fail coming to the insult you. Where are we going? Yeah, so Mother Iris Van and now end one year end the show now. You know, saying Saturday now. You know, I don't want to stay too long like that. So 2 hours is enough for today. Tomorrow as well, every Saturday and Sunday, a max of 2 hours is enough for us. Although today I deliberately played lots of videos, at least to carry everybody along. Yes, we don't talk about some interesting things before you came in anyway. And I still like myself, though. Good evening to you, man. I can see you. Divine Cross, thank you very much. I can see you right there. Thank you, my people. And God will bless you now. I bet we could do on a press on the like and help us to share. Fingers crossed, we'll take it from there. Asari Dokubo do one video yesterday. So saying that old, so saying that new. Me don't know the one will be old, I don't know the one will be new. But I put on there whether not old or new, put it on the comment section. You know, say this Asari Dokubo be like chameleon. Me don't know the one I want to trust them again. I don't know where he did for his side. And who he they support. A video that came out a couple of days ago when he was saying that he had an agreement with them and all that. So saying that old, so saying that new. So me no understand. Asari Dokubo, if he's supporting Fubara now, since when they remove Fubara now, we never hear anything from him. Maybe now if he go arise, and that one I go be the new video we go feel known now. Because the video where he fall everywhere now, we don't know the one will be new, we don't know the one will be old again. As I say, me never see him, I don't go feel know the one will be old or new. You know, so maybe Yokukuma go arise of channels, make it go talk, because he talk at that and say he said they don't fit try him, but they don't try him now. Speak out. Anyway, my people, we've come to the end. Thank you, my people. Discussion Channel TV, thank you very much. Thanks for your encouragement. God bless you. I appreciate you all, my people. Yes, it's been a long while. Anyway, my people, like I said, let's end the show and I'll see you guys. Fingers crossed tomorrow by 7 p.m. We'll continue from where we stop. Somebody though they call in already. Kai, we're gonna not come engage me here. Ogawale, thank you, sir. I better talk to us.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, 1 minute. Good evening, sir. Talk to us. Go ahead.
Yeah, 1 minute. Mr. I just want to find out: is it true that some people that are planning to record that woman for Natasha?
Yes, of course, it's true. Now, I broadcasted it 4 or 5 days ago. Now,
Mr. Evans, if they did that, if they do that and make it successful, I'm sorry to say this.
They said they want to replace, they want to remove and recall her now. May Yaya Bello take the position allegedly. Yaya Bello.
If that thing happens and is successful, for me, to all the Nigerian women, both abroad and here, both the one we did abroad, the one we did for Nigeria, it's a shame. It's a slap on their face. It's a totally slap on their face. If they cannot stand up against that woman, they cannot stand up and support that woman, it's a shame to
everybody.
To all of them.
It is
only you.
Talk so.
No. Anyway, it's for me. If they happen, no woman should come to any station and talk anything at all. They should just go and shut up and lock up their mouth. They can't fight for themselves. It is only you and show us what are fighting for all these people, including the copper. Why? Why can't they fight for their own self and they support each other? Well,
thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mr.
Yes,
Wale. God bless you, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wale, you don't talk and finish. As I end the show right now, and I go buy fuel for my car, make I go drive around inside social media platform. You see me, if I feel bad for our cars, I'm not gonna come and gotta drive around inside social media. Maybe you see what people they discuss on their life right now. The thing will shock you. You know, now blow matter. Now that they always discuss on social media for this our social media, Nigeria social media space. These guys are not interested in what is happening in their country. Yes, it's crazy. But meanwhile, my people, like I said, let's round up right now. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. But before tomorrow, fingers crossed, look out for some of our videos. That's why it's very, very important that you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that whenever we post a video, you will be aware. Say, okay, we don't post already. It's very, very important because this time around now, we post at least 1 or 2 videos before our broadcast if we can. Thank you so much, my people, for your encouragement. Thank you so much. Case Logera here for a super chat earlier on. Mother of all mommy diaspora, thank you very much, mommy. I appreciate you for all that you do. Thank you, Abu Azi. Thank you, Ajio Deborah, Peggy Modi, the Iris Finest. Thank you, my people. Madam Mame Bright in the building. Thank you very much, man. Good evening to you. You came late, but we are rounding up now. Thank you, my people. Grace Home and Properties, Discussion Channel TV. I can see you. Thank you, my people. Stella Masawedo, God bless you, man. Thank you, everyone right there. Divine Cross, thank you. Guys, I beg, the best you can do for me now is before you leave, just press on that like button and let's take it from there. I'll see you guys tomorrow, my people. Good night and bye for now.
me ye rula megba. Atuma e pijo psycho ndaba nyo. What them on them? Abama ndaba. Bob solo e Bob Dapa ndaba nyo. Baba tijo blow. Kiri biao wamase. Watch it be cross. Awosaku tela banye. That yet the bros were matante ndaba. Chicken bros of West Africa ndaba. General important. Chusokoye glass dealer ndaba. Mike merchandise electronics dealer. John Anyeye, Pia one them. Anyeye Toyota Crown. Oh, Marco Mego. Edi Bansa, Mio. Edi Bansa, Mio. Edi Bansa, Mio. Isu Kamana Neje, Mio. Agajaku, Nyambisanya. Efi Anyam, Uchiri Akabachi. Traditional Prime Minister. Dolumba, Monya Uchi. Aruha Mansentoko. Ndamuko, Imamochia. ABC Cheto. Dr. Goji, Namana Wotu Waka Gemo. Very contractor. Ajerobia, Pia one them. Ajer contractor. Ushimano.